Bobby gonna be first one up. I don't think we had Bobby go first ever. With me, it's gonna be a maid versus the hunter. And me's already got a bunch of shatter procs into Bobby. Block really early just to break out of CC. Trinkets as well. I'm not sure if that's just a panic trinket block or if it's like a planned trinket block. Trying to go for stun into Bobby is gonna be body shot, able to blink out of it though. And Bubby is having to use Turtle Shell here really early. These two are throwing out defensive cooldowns ridiculously quick. Big damage out for Bubby. Got himself lots of pets quick and interrupted the Mace. All those pets surrounding him just need more kill commands to break through and get some damage going. Mace might be under a lot of trouble. But Bubby dropping down a big meteor. Feign death for a second. Mace health is so low. I don't know if he can block it. Still got hypothermia. I think it might be done. And Bubby just take it. Oh, when you block after you come out of a block, or I think after you block, you get a debug called hypothermia, so you can't block too early. I don't think he could block there for a second. I think he was pressing it, but there's just not much he can do. Bobby does it up, overpowering him with all those BM pets. You know, as strong as BM has been for PvP this season and last season, we don't really see them like dominating that much in duels. Like they usually are like a hunter, and all survival BM marksmen, all of them are okay at duels. They're not amazing. I feel like you usually take a little bit more effort than most classes to play in 1v1 in particular. But yeah, they're amazing in comp-based games and group-based stuff. But like in 1v1, you would think they'll be busted, but they're not. Knock into a stun onto Envy as he goes in for a charge. Leaps right over, disarm to follow. Does get hit with the chimeric poison. Spear down onto Bubby, but your damage is being reduced by a decent bit. Does go for a shatter onto Bubby's health. It's going to be parried together with Blazer. Bubby might be in a lot of trouble. Does drop down a binding, but it's not going to be able to stop him with a scatter for a second. Dropping down trap. The charge trap somehow activates. I feel like the trap was behind you, not in front of you. How did that even activate? Intro freeze the trap as you charge in. What are these traps? Twice now he's got a trap, like a knockback on a charge and a freeze on charge. That'd been so good. Envy super low. Stun onto Bubby. Got him very low too. Got himself a quick kill shot. Is that enough though? Kill command. Oh, Bubby does it. I'm taking it with Sabo charging in. Does not want to give Bubby a chance here at all. Just roots him in place. Sunder right after into a stun. Bubby goes down. I think literally got slapped around by the tentacle. He literally got hentai there for a second. Did you see that tentacle spawn behind him there for a moment? I think Sabo was just CC the entire time. Tentacle just hit him, slapped him really quickly, slapped him right on the cheeks, and it was done. Well, Plunge is going to be up next versus Sabo is going to back up out of the during the eyes. I literally got hentai. Because Sabo was CC'd. It wasn't a scatter. He could have been doing damage. Maybe like a flame shock did some damage to him, but I doubt it. That's 100%, dude. Hentai somehow just spawned out of nowhere, just slapped him in the cheeks. Big damage out. Sabo having to pop defenses here versus Plush into a disarm. Plush having to rotate everything as well. Vanish does get used together with the Cloak of Shadows. That is a bulwark on Sabo, I'm pretty sure, with a Lust. Still holding on to Ascend. I don't know if he wants to use Ascend under Plush. He might have to. But I don't think as a Shaman you really need to. Last time he just needed a Primordial double stun totem, and that was enough to take down the Rogue. And then a quick Sunder in there too for a bit of just a little bit of slappy damage. That did enough. Root onto Plush adds to sap Sabo. Trying to see if he catch a reset, but he knows exactly where he's at. Resap to follow. Root does break. Unfortunately, the totem does not keep the Rogue in combat. Otherwise for Sabo, he would have been able to keep up with the Rogue the entire time. But he doesn't have a trinket. Plush has a trinket, however, so it's going to be, I think, a little bit harder for Sabo to lock down Plush. I think it's just going to come down to Plush waiting until his cooldowns are available and then going all in. He's got 20 seconds on Blade, so I think what he might just do is wait 20 seconds here. Honestly, why is Warrior mobility so bad? Technically, Warriors have 2 charges, Blaze from to immune CC, and a leap. That being said, they have really good cooldowns for mobility, but not like crazy mobility to like a Monk or like a Demon Hunter, passive mobility, or like a Rogue. I think some classes, they just don't have like a passive move speed. Stun totems are going to connect. Plush is going to get sundered here for a second. Wall out for Sabo together with Bloodlust. That Primordial Storm does a lot of damage. Plush just plunges himself back into the action, however, with a step into a beautiful looking DFA, but Sabo able to clobber him down. I don't know if he's got a Flame Shock onto Plush or anything. Plush is actually going to have to back up and lick his wound behind the pillar. Does not let that first aid channel for too long. Flame Shock catches him. Root Totem picking him out of stealth into a full ascent. Kitten shot right after. He has a trinket to Sabo burn it. Does burn it. And Plush is there with a cheap shot ready to go. That is so funny. He knew that he was going to try to greed that trinket. Just trying to greet it. Oh, knock out with a double blast of wind strikes. Beautiful hit. Beautiful damage. Though that was a whole 2-minute cooldown you committed to him. I don't know if you necessarily needed it. But hey, Bella's going to be up next. If you can somehow find a way to deal with yet another rogue, it's going to be Sunder right after. Do you have a stun totem? If you have a stun totem, does get it. Hold up, Primordial Storm. Do you have it? Does drink it. Next to totem. Does it go for a stun? What was that damage, Sabo? That wasn't even Primordial Storm. What was that damage? Was that Tempest? Couple of lightning bolt procs? What was that? I don't understand it. Bella is going to get hit with what looks like an earth shock, but it's actually a voltaic blaze, a flame shock that's a little bit more earthy to it. A little bit of an earthy taste to it. I think Sabo might just be able to take it, unless Bella got another defensive or CC. Cheap shot, hold on a second, does get out of it. Just needs a bit of damage. Bella playing around that she dead, does pick up a Warlock Hellstone with a sippy cup. You have a Vanish. I don't know, I think you just use a Vanish here. Unless you're done? What's Bella doing? Or is it just like that raw confidence, that bravado, the swagger of like, yeah, you know what? I win this anyway. I'm just going to start waddling around and win this. Kidney shot. Sabo knocked back. Step back for the rogue. Does he have Eviscerate? Cheap shot not available. Big Tempest. Bulwark is down. Bella needs just a little bit more damage, but a Tempest does connect. Tempest looks so beautiful. So beautiful. Sabo is going to be under total pressure. Technically, have Ascend in 20 seconds. You have Wall. You have Primordial Storm. That is a stun into Cobra. I don't know if you can move the totem. Does get the double stun. Hold on a second. Sabo just might need to send everything at Cobra. It looks like that's exactly what he is doing. Ascend is available very, very soon. Does not let the first aid run for too long. You need to find a way to root down Cobra if at all possible. Trying to get himself a better angle. But also needs to find a way just to get away from the Infernal. That thing is going to hurt. Those double Infernals. Those are going to hurt. Mortical getting sent in. Does break out of it. Trinket to follow. Chaos bolts run after. Sabo trying to get some damage in. That bolt is going to hurt, but does get himself a mad heal. Another bolt from the pet is going to hit him once, twice. Succubus CC catches up plenty of heals. He's still not out of it. Yet another bolt flying in. Can't stop that one. Does burrow underground for it. Knocking him up for a second. Do you have the damage? Yet another heal is available. Holy. Cobra does have a wall. Maybe looking for potentially wall here. May potentially be looking to use a wall here. It is going to be a root totem on the Succubus. At least can avoid that thing. Or potentially just focus it down. That may not be the worst. Stun totem is going to double stun the Succubus. Try to see if you can waddle Cobra in, but was trying to move the totem potentially. It's going to be a wall off of Cobra. Succubus catches him around the corner. Sabo does not have a trinket here. Mortical does connect. You have the double bolt. You need a double bolt to win this, I think. Sabo has got himself line of sight, which is so perfect. Being able to pass towards the platform, it is massive. Got himself a little bit of line of sight. Cobra has himself potential lots of damage. Havoc onto that pet. So Mortal Coil, double mortal would have been amazing. Tempest down onto Cobra. I don't think Tempest can get reflected back on top of them. I think that was just all absorbed by Death Pack. Or Dark Pack rather. Lightning Bolt does do a decent bit of damage though. Hold on. So for Sabo, those bolts are doing a lot. Does get himself a totem down, trying to see if he catch Cobra. Needs to be very, very careful of the Succubus if it's even in play. Unless he killed it. No, there it goes. Walking behind you. Trying to go for a knock. I don't think he'd go for another gateway. That is more demons spawning in. Sabo just trying to find himself some cover behind the pillar. Avoiding the pillar as best as possible. Mortical does connect. Trying to avoid the stun totem. Into a stun onto Sabo. Ruination does connect. Fear off of that stun. Does he have any more damage? Trying to go for a kick. Does not connect though. Cobra is in a good spot right there. If he wants to go for double bolt. If he has it, that would be the best time to do it. First aid down. Sabo picking up a lot of healing. Infernals are going to be piling in little by little. So Sabo just got a heal. Is focusing on attention on that Succubus quite a decent bit actually. Is going to be Cobra trying to see if he can summon a fresh new one into a root around the corner. At least you know exactly where the Warlock is at. Overlord charges in. Sabo does have Bloodlust, does have Ascend, has a full go right here. I don't know if he can maximize it. Wind strikes are connecting. As long as he got line of sight together with Tempest procs, which are for free off those wind strikes. It is massive. Does have a burrow down in case he needs to. Mortical is going to connect. Drink inside of it. Kicks him with Chaos Bolt. Hold on a second. Double Lightning Bolt. Is it enough though? Succubus catching him for a second. Cobra is still trying to see if he can plunge yet another Chaos Bolt into the guy. Yet another bolt out for Sabo. He just needs one more big Tempest. Cobrex is right there. Kicks him. Bolt one. Double bolt. Sounder to stop it for a second. Fury to follow. Oh, Cobra's so low. Burn down. Oh, knock up. The uppercut. Holy. That was so close between the two. But Sabo does come out on top. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys got mage food. Your team is the one with mages. Anybody, can you pass mage food to this man? Yo, Rick, Leo, if anybody got mage food, give this man mage food. Because Saya looks like he's trying to give this man an honor duel. He ain't attacking him. He just uses the totems to build some holy power. That was wild. Yeah, that was wild. GG's for both of you. My goodness. That was amazing. War mobility sucks. What do you think? They had the ability to make it better? Yeah, I feel like they would just need to give warriors some kind of like a slow breaker or just passive movement speed through a talent or something. Like some way. What if you could sacrifice some range for move speed, man? That'd be interesting. At least it's like a resource you play or something, right? Wall out for Sabo ahead of this. Saya has walked into this with everything. Sabo, beaten, bruised, everything but his ego is bruised here. This man knows he can win this duel. He just needs every bit of tool in his repertoire. He just doesn't have those tools. Big damage to Saya, actually forcing the paladin behind the pillar. Sabo is going to need to do a lot of self-healing, however, to keep himself afloat here. He just doesn't have a lot of Maelstrom to work with. Maelstrom is getting built up from the pets, however, but he's using Maelstrom more on the offensive side than on defensive. I think poking behind the pillar and getting a couple lightning bolts might not be the worst. He's got to be prepared for this next go. Trying to go for a knock. That is going to be full Wake of Ashes. Ascend is available for Saya. He might just need to ascend onto Saya. Might need to ascend on him. Oh, Trinket? I don't really know what he could do. Ascend is out. I don't know if he can do any healing. But Saya, yeah, just ends up lobbing a couple of hammers at you and down you go. Leo got hit by a couple of hits in the crossfire, giving Saya a chance here to get a lot of healing. He did get kind of hit by Saya's AoE, I think, a little bit. But he is giving him at least a chance to come back. I do like that. Do you have mage food or just mana? I think it's mana. I think it's literally just drinking up some mana. Man. So breaker would be good, like shout or something. Didn't warriors used to have a slow breaker through like at least Fury used to have a way to break out a slow? Sacrifice some rage to break a slow? I don't know if it was like in Legion or any other expansion, but like a while ago, I think they used to have something like that. Well, didn't they? I don't know if they still do. Gonna be full damage out for Saya. Wake of Ashes with a glimmer onto, or Dawnlight onto Leo. So it's gonna be a lot of dot damage for him to try to see if he can survive and deal with. Saya just trying to keep the pressure onto Leo, continuing to slam him with this finisher's bubble right after, keeping the pressure rolling onto Leo as much as humanly possible. Death back for Leo just to give him some more health to work with. Bubble out for Saya was used. I think he still got Lay on Hands. So Saya's got still a big ace in his back pocket. Leo getting hit with a stun. I don't know if you can do any damage. I don't know if you could lock down Saya, maybe with a silent stun lock combo or something, anything, before he could use a Lay on Hands. That would be amazing. He does have a trinket, but no, just the Dawnlight melted him. It's down to Rig to potentially make a big play. Just goes for the big gateway play immediately. Knowing there's no immunity, he just needs to burn through 2 health bars of Saya. And he is good. Saya trinketed, hold on. Lay on Hands, that's last chance for you, Saya. Last chance, last opportunity. This is it. You got all these pets attacking you. Stuns the whole army of demons. Trying to get some damage to Rick. He needs to do whatever healing he can, but his soul does get clean from his body with those overloads Troy did. I think it's just over. Yeah, it's just over. Look at the most kills there, actually. Oh, Sabo! What is your healing? You're not an enhancement shaman. That's a resto right here, baby. What is that? That is a restoration shaman. Who just got tired of getting beat up in arenas, decided to drop the ward, pick up a sword, or an axe rather. In his situation, you can't equip swords. Or rather fists. He's running around with fists. Let's get another going, boys.